Is y'all as shook as I am? Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Okay, it is officially the final WandaVision video that I am doing, honey, and today we're talking all about the season finale slash series finale slash episode 9 of WandaVision. Let's get started. And for the final time, just like all my other WandaVision videos, honey, I will be going through the episode in a bit of detail. I'll be asking questions, discussing, doing all of that. And because of that, a spoiler alert is in effect. So for real, let's get started. Right, so episode 8, quick recap. Okay, we done found out that it was Agatha all along, okay, in episode 7. Episode 8, then we went through a backstory, situation, flashback, memory, relived situations with Wanda. Then ended up, finally being said that Wanda is indeed
the Scarlet Witch.
And then we had a post-credit scene where we see that Hayward done had a second vision that he done brought to life, honey, using that thing that Wanda then threw at them when she was reeled out of Westview in the earlier episode. And so, honey, we start from there. So this episode literally starts off where the previous episode ended, with the confrontation between Agatha and Wanda and the kids being strangled. Then, okay, cool, the kids let free, let go. Then there's a fight. Ooh, then the fight happens, and then do y'all remember when I was like, I'm praying for a Vision versus Vision fight? What if we get to see like a Vision versus Vision fight, just like we had a Steve Rogers versus Steve Rogers fight in Avengers Endgame? Well, it happened. Now in this episode, okay, I was expecting the boys, the twins, to come through with the powers and just whoosh, just come through. Now, did they use their powers? They used the powers a little bit here and there, but I was expecting, for them to be like, ooh, whoosh, ah. Okay, it wasn't that grand, but they used it and I was excited. Same goes for Monica. I was expecting Monica to show up and be like, boom, honey, I've arrived. But that was not the case. But she did use her powers to, save the kids with, the bullets and everything. So I was living for that too. But yeah, I did expect it to be, a little more grand, but it wasn't. But it's fine, because there were a lot of other grand things that happened in this episode. Also, when Monica's eyes turned gold, I was like, oh, you're so golden, honey. I was like, right? They no longer blue, they're golden now, honey. Come through. I did not expect White Vision to show up so quickly in the series, in the episode, so early in the episode. Cause like 3 minutes in, no brother shows up and he's like, I have arrived. I'm like, ooh, so early in the episode. That's when I knew that there's probably going to be a lot of great things happening in this episode, that like one of the biggest things would take place like so early in the episode. I was like, oh, there's about to be a lot of twists and turns that gonna happen, honey, and I was right. But what I am wondering though is, how did he get through the barrier? Because the point that he arrives, the barrier has not been broken yet. So how did he get through? Was he able to get through because he's powered by Wanda, essentially, because they used the thing that he has to power? So like, is it because of that he can just like pass through, just like how Monica, because Monica has powers, she was able to pass through like the third time she went through the barrier and be fine. Also, I never expected Darcy to like do like some incredible-ish to show up and show out, but she only shows up in like one scene, and I was just like, I really expected more from Darcy. But honestly speaking, only Vision would stop to have a conversation with himself in the middle of a crucial fight. Okay, it's between life and death, and Vision's like, let's stop and debate. But then they had an epiphany that, things were responsible for that. And you remember I said that what if the White Vision is actually the original Vision? Basically what I'm saying is that what if the new Vision is actually the old Vision, and the old Vision that we knew this entire series did not quite exist and was created by Wanda. And it turns out it was, because that Vision, the Wanda's Vision, that is a little spoopity boopity boop, and then he starts to remember everything. When he remembered everything, and then he pulled a little, I am Vision. Ooh, Tony Stark vibes, and then he just whoosh. away. Also, then Wanda does her own swoopity boop on Agnes, and I'm like, ooh, OG Wanda is back. Because y'all remember in Age of Ultron when we first meet them, that's what she does. She does the whole swoopity boop with the minds. Then like the whole swoopity thing kind of like turned on her, and then she was put at the stake just like how Agnes was back in the day, you know, when they wanted to kill her, and then like things sort of turned on her, and then Agnes was like, give me your powers, and then she also was like whoosh whoosh whoosh, to give her all the powers. Ooh, guys, I was in my feels. I was just like, Vision, now would be a great time for you to make an entrance. I was so stressed out, guys. Y'all don't understand the stress. I'm like, this girl is literally just giving Agnes her powers, giving Agnes her powers, just like that. She's like, but I should have known that she was sitting on the secret, because honey, just when we thought it was all said and done and the fight was over, babes, just when we thought, okay, turns out that she done did a whole switcheroo situation, just like Tony Stark did with Thanos. Remember when Thanos just did, and then nothing happened? Like, ooh, Candy Brother and take out all the Infinity Stones. I was like, Wanda done did the same thing. Agatha was ready to be like, whoosh, but no, honey, she done did the thing. So then she showed up with the hand, and the hand was like, ooh, and it was glowing. I was so happy, I was so excited. And then after that, that's when Wanda, you know, summons all her powers, honey. And honestly, it is the costume change for me. I'm like, come through, Scarlet Witch, come through. But then we go from being so excited that, oh, we don't want the battle, honey. We're like, yes, to us being in our feels, because then Wanda decides to, you know, get rid of the barrier and free the people. And I was just like, how are we going to be tearing up in a freaking superhero movie? I was so in my feels, guys. I was like, eee! I was in my feels. I was like, how many times, guys? Like, as a Setinyani, okay, truthfully speaking, how many times is Vision gonna die? He gonna play with my emotions like that? That ending was so bittersweet, guys, because we're like, okay, the people are free, the people of Westview, they can finally go back to their families and all of that. But at the same time, Wanda had to lose Vision again and basically restart the grief process. I'm just like, I felt so bad for Wanda. Like, you lost Vision once again. But did she though? White Vision is still out there. White Vision didn't disappear, because he just, you know, when he levitated, and that's it, and we never see him again. Where is he? A girl wants to know. Then the episode ends, or does it? Because there's a mid-credit scene. There's a mid-credit scene, and then we see all the aftermath of everything that happened in Westview, and the police arrest Hayward, and then Monica gets called by this lady and says that they come through to the cinema, you know, there's somebody that want to talk to you. Fine, they go to the cinema, they walk in. Turns out it's a scroll. Y'all remember the scroll from Captain Marvel?
He heard you've been grounded. He'd like to meet with you.
Where?
Are we referencing Captain Marvel 2 right now? Are we referencing the sequel? And I feel like Captain Marvel is gonna like coach her with the powers, you know, because now the powers have been unleashed. Part of her powers have been unleashed. So who else to teach you how to do the powers than someone who has the powers also? Because you saw her eyes when they turn gold, they look like when Captain Marvel's eyes also do the thing. I think a lot of Monica's development is gonna be, you know, talked about. We're gonna see a lot of her development in Captain Marvel 2, and the girl is ready. After that post-credit scene, I was like, that mid-credit scene, I'm like, okay, okay. And then there's a post-credit scene. And we see Wanda sitting in front of her house in the middle of nowhere. She's just sitting, and then she gets up and she walks into the house, right? And she's in the kitchen pouring herself some tea, and then the camera pans like into the bedroom, and then in the bedroom there's another Wanda. Scarlet Witch is sitting there, not sitting, floating there, and she's doing whatever she's doing with the book that Agnes had, that book of whatnot that speaks about Scarlet Witch. So I'm just like, what is she doing? What is she doing? I just remembered something. You don't remember when Wanda was talking to what's it called? when she was talking to Monica about the powers. She's like, I don't know how my powers work. She's like, but I'm gonna learn. She said something like that.
I don't understand this power, but I will.
And then she's going to the book. So you let her know. But then why is there two though? Why are there two wonders? Why are there two? My brain is fusing right now. I can't understand what's happening. I honestly have no idea what that post-credit scene could be referencing. Is it a new movie? What? I don't know what it's referencing, but I am living for that scene, honey. It got me thinking. But what I know, what I can guess, what I can assume from that scene is that this is definitely not the last of Wanda. Okay, this is not the last time we're going to see Mugela. Mugela is going to pop up somewhere eventually, honey. And it's probably going to be epic when it does. Yo guys, but this series was amazing. Okay, this series was amazing, and the thing that I almost didn't watch it, I honestly would have never guessed that, judging by the first 2 episodes when it came out, I would have never guessed that this is the route it was going to take. I would have never guessed that this is where it was going to end up. And honestly, reviewing this was so much fun. Just, you know, getting to see the show unfold, and then y'all getting to see me finally get what's happening in the show. But like after the first episode, the girl was very confused, okay? And I thought maybe the second episode would help me put some pieces together. But if anything, it just left me even more confused. So yeah, that was episode 3. It was something. The girl is still very much confused. I'm gonna need more clues. We're gonna wait for episode 4. I'm very intrigued. I was hoping something would make sense. And finally, a girl came back. That things are starting to make sense. Things are starting to make sense. Okay, I'm happy that things are starting to make sense. We do only have like 3 episodes left. Okay, that's so sad, guys. We have 3 episodes left. Like, I low-key don't want this show to end, but at the same time, I want to see where it ends, how it ends, what happens. But this episode, guys, it just... So the episode ends with us finding out that Agnes is Agatha, and Agatha has powers, and she knows what has been happening all this time. This was an episode and a half. This was, ooh, left me speechless. You know, like, I'm ready for the final. I'm ready for the season finale. I'm ready. It can come through. But I am impressed. I am freaking impressed with Marvel. Marvel has not disappointed me yet, honey. I've said this before, and they continue on the streak of not disappointing me. All I will say is that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier have a lot of hype to live up to, because honey, I'm pumped right now, okay? Coming from the show, coming out of the show, going into that one, I'm pumped. Now I know it's not the same story, but they're both Marvel. They both deal with the Avengers one way or another, okay? So, a girl is hyped. Therefore, the show can't disappoint. It has to be on the same level of epicness, honey. It has no choice. A girl is ready. A girl is fired up for this series, okay? So yeah, man, WandaVision was a journey. It was an experience, honey. It was an experience, and I was living, honey, okay? So I'm probably just gonna rewatch all of them now that I have all of them. I'm gonna binge them just so I can see any foreshadowing that I missed in the initial watch. I'm ready. So on that note, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, switch on post notifications, all that amazing stuff. Until next time, stay grand. Bye.